People deluded, I'm back again. What are you guys saying? I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all in good spirits. I see the like levels have been very decent. I see you lot have a lot to say in the live chat. Good morning. I hope you're all doing well and safe. While it's a good morning affair for those of you in the UK, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, depending on who you are and wherever you are in this world. Lovely to see you're all well and safe. Welcome to the Arsenal versus Villarreal preview, people. I'm sure you guys just saw a video, please make sure you're checking out the links, people. I know Arsenal don't win a lot of trophies, but we did win an FA Cup trophy last year. Make sure you're checking out the link I've just dropped, people, and you're using the affiliate code DELUDED if you are looking for one of these, people. Let me take mine off the wall. As you can see, I was able to take it off the wall because it's low carbon, lightweight, and highly sustainable. It's an official Arsenal and FA licensed product. Again, make sure you're using the promo code DELUDED, but we never know when we're winning the next trophy, so it's lovely to have it here. I can't do it justice because it's a camera, but because of the laptop camera, but make sure you're taking that one in and you're checking it out. It's quite wavy. Before it would be lovely if it could say 2021, but we're not there. Hopefully it can be. So if you've got 30 quid to spare, hit up the website. All information is also in the description as well. I hope you're all well and safe. Let me pull it back up there, people, because I almost bust it up and things like that. And it's a rather pretty poster. So yeah, make sure you're checking out that one there. Please make sure you're hitting that. I'll spin that one again for those that missed it one more time, and I'll play that. Yeah, so that's a word from my sponsors and things like that. DG Nation, we're moving up in the world. 36 of you locked in, 40-something of you locked in already, and we're 2 minutes in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. We're previewing the game today. Make sure you're checking out the pin message because obviously I'll be doing a watch-along for this game. I'll actually be doing a Champions League watch-along tonight. It's Real Madrid versus Chelsea. Also, as well, on top of that, I've got a show after this with Andrew from Arsblog. I'll be speaking to him about, feelings in relation to what he feels of the season and the rest of that. So yeah, make sure you're taking that one there in, people. Content galore, consistency is a killer, but we've got to do it. I'll buy one for Harry Kane. Hey, as long as you're making sure you're using that promo code DELUDED, it's all cool. Kane needs one. That's the closest he's going to get to a trophy in that regards. Like I said, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's blessed. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's in good spirits. Obviously, I actually forgot the day I've been working so hard. I'm pretty sure it's a Wednesday, so we're at the halfway point in the week. So wherever you are, young and old, man, woman, whatever you identify with, I hope you're all moving closer to your goals, dreams, and aspirations, and whatever you're trying to target this week. Even if you haven't hit your goals, just the fact that you've moved closer than you was yesterday is enough, innit? If we're not trying to reach goals, if we're not trying to evolve, then we're gonna stagnate. If we're trying to stagnate, you're just existing. Life isn't for the existing, it's for the living. So I hope you're doing well and good, and you're pushing towards your goals. Big up the members, then Beyonce and Jay, I see you. Louise, appreciate you. Peter's there, Vanessa, I'm ready. Hope this one gets me through work nice, bro. I hope I can do a thing for you. If I can't, I apologize, but I'll do what I can to make the time flow, man. Nathan, big up yourself because you was in all the streams yesterday. I really appreciate that sort of commitment because you got your own life to live. But with you said, big up to the main man DG, aka the General. Hope you're blessed and have a nice ginger tea beside you. Nah, I've had my tea earlier. I'm not really in the mood for tea, but I've got what's left of my smoothie. I'm not gonna lie, I hate the bottom of smoothies because that's where all the nasty bits go. But like Arsene Wenger when he came to Arsenal, you've got to do all of this stuff. So yeah, that's me. Got a little bit of fruit juice. I'm good, my guy. And surprisingly, obviously, I know some Arsenal fans, some of you have been nervous all week going into this game. But for me, I think I'm one of those fans. Occasionally I'm nervous going into the week, but games like this, it hits me 10 minutes before we're about to kick off. Right now, I wouldn't say I'm complacent, but I don't know the right word to go at. I'm just kind of calm. Maybe it's because there's been a lot of neutral footballing points to speak about. Maybe it's because I'm happy I've got 35,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, Omar. And thank you very much to Omar and anyone else who's listening, or people that aren't listening but I've just supported the thing in for whatever duration. I wouldn't be at 35k if it wasn't for you lot. 50 is the target before the end of the year. We're at the halfway point of the year or approaching it. I'm getting quite scared. I don't know if it's doable, but I'm going to give it everything I've got, people. That's all you can do, man. I really want 50K before the end of the year. You know, you got to speak it into existence, man. Man said he's nervous. Bro, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. You know, Dean has said the #1 painter guy back again. Hit the like button, guys. Dean, hope you're having a good day painting, whatever you're painting, you know. Hopefully I can get you through that, man. I really respect you lot. You know, it really gets it. Listen, all your praise slaps different, but there's just something in when I'm seeing people saying they're, you know, doing their painting, they're working, they're in the office, they're in the stock room, whatever you're doing to get your money and pay your bills. It gasses me that you're finding a way to incorporate me in your day, and you know, you said it kind of helps you get through your day. So I appreciate that, and that's what I call providing value to you guys. You know, that warms my heart, and that's enough reason to keep hitting you guys up at 11:30 plus a.m. You know, and what other videos time and time again, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate that. Steve, I hope you're well and safe. CS, what's up, DG? Love your shows. Appreciate it, man. Congrats on the sponsorship. It's about time, innit? It's about time. Shout out to my sponsors as well. Obviously, it's a relationship of mutual benefit, you know. Like I said, check the link. Go hit them up. You know, there's worse ways to spend 30 band. But for me, you know, shout out to them, because not to make it too tough, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, H. I do get I wouldn't say a fair, decent amount of offers, definitely not enough, but I do from time to time get offers, but sometimes the offers are dead. And you know, a lot of people, myself included, the perception and the reality is two different things. You know, half of these sponsorships, they'll make you jump through hoops and things like that, because they're not trying to pay content creators, but they're trying to maximize the profit from you guys. So a lot of these things I've had to turn down. You know, there's actually one sponsorship I see on a popular platform, in fact probably the biggest football fan platform, and you know, shout out to the biggest platform, but you know, the terms that you was offering them were not the same you was offering me, and for obvious reasons it can't be the same, but it's about the principle, innit? These people don't care if typically these people don't care if I eat. You know, you'd be surprised. This is why you got to milk these guys for what they're worth, man, really and truly. So shout out to the sponsor you just saw from me, because they're not of that, man. In that regards, man. We're going to get into the lineup and all of, well, the lineup and Arsenal and Seville and all of those things, but let's take our time with it, man. Let's take our time with it. Everybody's locked in, you know, we've got a long way to go, man. At work, let's make this a 2-hour long one. I beg, Jaden, I can't quite do 2 hours for you, my guy, but there'll be a little intermission break. I'll be back again at 1 p.m. So I think that's good enough, surely, man. It's 6 a.m. over there in Bolivia. Big up yourself, D. Can't pronounce your name, so I'm not going to make myself sound stupid, but I don't think I've seen Bolivia too often here. So shout out to all the Bolivians locked in. Like you said, 6 a.m. here in Bolivia, grinding that homework and listening to the man DG. Good morning or evening, everybody. Bro, this is what I like to see. 6 a.m. and you're grinding. I appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of you where it's, God knows what, it's 6 a.m. there. It's probably past midnight over some of you lot's country. So I appreciate all the support you guys give me, man. And if it's too late over your sides, people, please just you know, the video's not going anywhere. Just lock it off, go to sleep, and I'll be back. Well, the video still be there, man. DG with the green screen build up. We're moving up and up, people. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. I thought I told you we won't stop. Keep going, man. Big up Arsblog and all of them, man. Big up Andrew, because again, when you know, a lot of content creators or people that do this thing are very, it's the game, innit? Nobody owes me nothing. They're up there on Mars. So when I shouted him a few weeks ago, he was on it, and it was just a case of finding time, and he's even pressed for time. Like, it's probably only going to be a 45-minute long live stream, because he's got his own things to do. But I appreciate that 45 minutes, because that's 45 minutes better than nothing, and that's something else he could have done, and he's someone I like. So you lot were telling me to collab with these guys and hit them up, so that's why you've seen that, you've seen Art De Rocher, you've seen Jess. Make sure you're following all these people, you know, Matisse and all of these people, you know, all the people that you see me collab with is because I feel their content. It's not just it's organic. It's not just no slapdash people there for the sake of it. You know, big up yourself, Chico. You've been missing for a while, my guy. You a referee now? You referee? Swear down, you left and become ref. Might need you in the Prem with our standards of refereeing. Hit the like button, people. There's 100 odd of you in here. Damn motivational speaker DG. We need it, man. We need it, man. We need it, man. We need to keep going. And you never know who out there, just from hearing those words, can do their thing. Because I know sometimes people have said something to me, or I've heard somebody say something, and it's kept a man going, and that person might not know. So you don't know who needs a little bit of motivation. We all need it from time to time. I'm hella motivated. I'm hella stubborn, but sometimes I'm there, I'm like, is it worth it? Is it this, that? And I'll see a comment from you, look like, I love your stuff, man, this and that. I'm like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Let's get back on this train. There's people that need you. So big up everyone. What's Joe said? I'm from England, but watching this channel every night from South Australia, Riverland. So yeah, I've never heard of Riverland before, but now I have. So big up all the Southern Australians and all the Southern Australians, them and all the Australians really. You know, live from Planet X won't be happy that I'm saying specifically just South Australians, but big up everybody locked in, man. DG cult of personality. Yes, sir. DG with the sponsorships. Love it. Keep grinding, bro. Big things coming. Hopefully, man. Everybody says that, man. Need to see the big things coming now, innit, broski? But love for that regardless, man. Let's go. You're right. Bit late. Congrats on 35. As I said before, thank you very much for your support. What are you lot's feelings going into this game? Man, I'm saying Thursday, it's make or break. Fact. Calm before the storm. Nerves are going to kick in tomorrow morning. Fact. I'm nervous as hell about this game. Get those likes up, people. You know, come on. Morning, guys. I appreciate all of you. You lot are gassing me, man. My guy, I would love to take credit for the background, but it's just a case of looking on Google and you lot have, you know, normally I was a bit oblivious to this. I thought, you know what, little changes like that, it gasses you, like it keeps you lots of attention, it keeps it going, and we're going to improve on the backgrounds more and more. My head is massive, and you can see, you know, I'm blocking the Arsenal badge, but it is what it is. You can see Saka and Moreno quite clearly. I think I'll keep this one for the watch along as well, man. This is exactly what I need to start the day. You always inspire me, bro. I appreciate that, H, but you got to learn to inspire yourself, my guy, man. I'm just for trying to get the wheels in place going for you, my guy. You can do it. You can. The only one that's going to change your life or better your life is you. Same way it's just me, but if I can obviously give you a little bit of motivation, I appreciate that, man. Ferdinand, you know, you was drawing me out in a couple live streams ago, but I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. We're just getting warmed up. Let's keep going. Brandon, you're right. Positive vibes only. A man said, DG, you deserve at least 100k subs. Your content is too good. Keep up the good work. Much love. Love, my guy. We'll get there one day. Rome wasn't built in a day. But we're laying a brick, or we're getting some cement, or some materials are getting delivered, and all of those sort of things. Do I have discourse? You man have been on to me about this discourse thing. I will get on it. I promise you I'm going to get on it. But yeah, man, not at this moment in time. Well, technically I have, but not at this moment in time. Shout out all the Twitch gang. Shout out all the Nigerians and them things there. You know, we've got South Africa. I see your email, man. You need to send me your channel URL, you know. Send me your channel URL and I can make you a moderator, because I feel guilty, man. Everybody else who sent me an email has been now made a moderator, but I couldn't even find you in the comments, because normally sometimes I type you lot's name in the comment section and you're thrown up, but it's bringing up all different sorts of guys apart from you, my guy. But I hope you and everyone else is doing well. Nah, it's not boohoo, man. It's not boohoo, man, but it is. Because you're there, I would say, without going into detail, because you never know how things could work, it is kind of a male-specific brand, which is cool. But, you know, you can't just pay, man, with affiliate marketing. Man, need a base fee in it. Like, because what's all of that? What's all that about? Affiliate marketing 9 times out of 10 is a zang anyways, you know, because you're getting pennies on the dollar. So we all need to eat, really. You know, big up everyone. Again, I don't know what it is. I don't know why you lot are here with all this energy, but I'm loving it. Would you take Paul Torres at Arsenal? Of course, bro. Have you not seen this, how the man's been playing and how he played in the last game? Of course I'll take Paul Torres. That's the sort of guy we need, you know. I swear Santi was trying to talk him up, but he looks like he's going to Thingy. He looks like he's going Real Madrid and all them sort of things there. Really, man. I wouldn't have gotten through these last few months without waking up to your content. Honestly, you've helped me so much, man. Bro, I appreciate that, but I can't take credit. You got up because you're stronger than you know it, my guy. I can't take credit for that. If my content has given you something that's got the wheels in motion, fair play. But you've done it because you're strong, my guy. You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option. So I can't take credit for that. If anything, like Wenger said, I might have facilitated that. But it is where it is, my dude. You know, can never take credit for that, man. Never. I'm nervous because I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up, Matt. That's the fundamental one. That's probably in relation to Arsenal, the best comment. Is it the Arsenal that has turned it around in the Europa League? Will it be the Arsenal that we've seen against Chelsea, against United, against Spurs at times this season? You know, even Liverpool in the cup, forgive me if I'm wrong. Or is it going to be the Arsenal that we've seen against Everton, against Fulham, against Everton twice, and the many other L's we've taken? We don't know what's going to happen, but it is what it is, man. We keep going. For me, I'm on this effort mode, if that makes sense, man. I'm on this effort mode. You know, you've guessed it, so I might as well just say it. There you have it, man. I'm not gonna specify it anymore, man. I appreciate you lot. I appreciate you lot, man. Now you never got patterned, bro. You're allowed to have different opinions as me. You was patterning me. I was thinking, raw, why is man onto me so much? Of course, I remember my subs, man. You know, of course, without you lot, man, I'm nothing in this thing. Like, what's all that about? You lot built, obviously, it's my content. I'm bringing it out, but you know, without you lot, this thing don't get nowhere. So, what is it? Arsenal, smallest club in London, fair play. But I see one club that's won a type that took 50 years to win a Premier League title in my lifetime. One club that's never did it. You know, you've had a manager in Jose Mourinho. He's the only club you ain't won at. You know, I got time for West Ham, Palace, and Fulham and them teams there. So I'm not going to get at them. But I think we're the biggest in London, but I'm always going to say that obviously we ain't got Champions League because of a certain goalkeeper. We're going to get on to Jens Lehmann because he's disappointed me. You know, he's been racist, people. He's disappointed me. You know, it's another legend, fan favorite, whatever that I'm having to personally delete from my life. But it is what it is, man. You lot are praising me, and we can really take our time with this live stream, people. We've got no rush. I promise you we're going to get into the lineup in all of these things, but I'm enjoying what you lot have to say, man. If you don't enjoy what the man have to say, then I don't think this is the live stream for you, man. Like, big up yourself. You said, Jay has said, big up the members, them. Yes, DG, hope you're blessed. Rating the Arsenal blog, link up, two of my favorite sources of Arsenal content, bro. You know, I try and make the content happen, my guy. I try, man. I try my best for you guys, really. Slow and steady growth. That's the growth that lasts. Trust me, my guy. It's a bit like a avocado tree, innit? It takes a minute to get that one day going, but it is what it is, man. Slow progress better than none. And when I get frustrated, I try to remember that. Quality collaboration incoming. Plus, Turkish said he needs to link up soon. My man, you made a mod too. My man made you a mod too. Yeah, big up Turkish. I hope Turkish made the official DG the mod and not that them fake accounts that was doing the numbers as well. Big up Turkish. Turkish is obviously he's a congrats. Well, I've already said congrats, but obviously he's a new father and you know he's got a new role at AFTV and there's a couple other bits and pieces going on in his life. You know, he has to pattern it up and find balance. But when he finds balance, we'll be there. But you lot don't let Turkish forget, you know, because more time Turkish takes forever to reply to them WhatsApp. So you lot get onto him. Curtis Shaw as well. You lot get onto him. You know, Curtis Shaw's the worst. He's my guy I got love, but this guy is terrible when it comes to WhatsApp and stuff like that. You lot get at him, man. He's a bit passive. He comes like Brewster. You know, remember when that chance came in against Spurs for Brewster and he's just watching it? That's Curtis when it comes to the WhatsApps. And he's meant to be a striker. Get on to Cameron Jerome, people. It's all love, though. Shout Curtis and Turkish and the rest of them, man. It is what it is. Where do you sit at the games? I don't have a season ticket, so I sit wherever the ticket's there. But if you ask me my favorite place, I'm a North Bank baby. I love the North Bank really and truly. Slash the clock end and all of those sort of things. You know, I love it. You know, I can't lie. I prefer Arsenal away because I feel not that that's when the real fans are there, but for me, it's different, innit? Like I haven't been to too many away games this season, obviously, but I just feel it's different. Arsenal away, we're actually louder away from home, in my opinion. I really enjoy away games. I would love to go to more and things like that. I will cover sorry links. You know, I'm gonna pour cold water on it in my opinion, but I see you lot saying it. I'll get there, man. Trust me. I know I keep saying I'll get there. We'll do this, but trust me, we will, man. New member, I appreciate you, K2. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Yo, DG, did you see United sponsors moving scared after all their reviews went 1 star? I'm not sure. I never saw none of that, but shout out to Man United for what they're doing. Big up Indonesia. Please don't spam, though. Big up all the Indonesian ones, though. I appreciate you lot. Man of the people. You've got to be, bro, because when these, you know, if I get somewhere and these big corporations and all of that, when they're trying to attack me and rub me out and have me feeling some sort of way, it's you lot that are going to stand up for man, because it's happened already. When man try to get at my character, you lot know the sort of person I am, and without you lot, it's nothing in it. And I care about the people, them, you know, as much as I would love to. Who wouldn't want to be on the big platforms and do all of them things? Them man there don't love man. Half of you don't love man, but them man there don't love man. You know, they don't like me, you know. When it's all said and done, it's you, man, that are going to be here, innit? So this is why I got time for you, man. This is why I got time for all of you lot, man. Sorry or Allegri, it all depends. If you want good football, sorry. If you just want to win, Allegri, in my opinion, man. You know what? I don't want to get Arsenal fans, but we're not the loudest. Let's be real. Highbury wasn't the loudest, but it is what it is. But I'm doing too much, people. We've been in here for 20 minutes. Let's get in. Let's get into it, people. In fact, I'm so all over the place. I haven't even done my timestamps, people. So let me get my timestamps ready, of course. Sorry, people. Gotta just be specific. Make sure I put sponsor from minute 1 to that. Make sure you're checking out that link, people. I know you lot want one of them Arsenal 2020 FA Cup posters. The link is there again. A man said, get PowerPoint, broski, allow the Google Docs. Nah, man, Google Docs is easier, man. You're just gonna just stay with this, man. I'm doing what's comfortable to, man. We're not doing PowerPoint, man. PowerPoint's gonna be more time consuming, really and truly. If you're willing to do it, give me your email. You can be PowerPoint Donny, bro. You can do that if you want. Your deluded thoughts inspire, man. I've been moving long. I can't lie. I've got 2 episodes of that. I just ain't released it, and again, I don't even remember what I said in those vids, so I don't even know what the hell I'm going to title it, but I appreciate that. A lot of you keep saying that, man. A lot of you, man, keep saying that. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. You lot are gassing me. Keep up the good content. Always remember you are free away from the gold. Hope you got to read that book. What's that book? Shout me again, Tariq, man, because I must have forgot, but what's that? Love for that, though. But you got to stay humble, man. You got to stay humble, man. You got to stay humble, man. DG chatting away. Trust me, DG chatting with you guys. You lot are the ones getting it. 20 minutes has flown by, people. But it's all good. Now, for real, let's get into the lineup, people. Why do I keep saying lineup? Well, let's just start talking about Arsenal versus Villarreal, people. And boy, like, what is there to say, people? I ain't got no fancy tactics. I ain't got no statistics. So there's none of that needed. We all know what happened in the last game. We all know what happened in the last game. It's vital to start games well. We didn't start that game well. We're down after 5 minutes. We're 2 goals down by her first half an hour. You can't afford to do that. And that's a lesson we haven't learned. We haven't learned that them same things there have been happening in the Premier League. Them things there in terms of having to turn games around have been happening in the I would love to say Champions League, in the Europa League post group stages. We had to do it against Olympiacos, against Benfica, against Slavia. And again, you don't heed these lessons. You don't learn these lessons. Lo and behold, when you go against your former manager, a well-performing side like Villarreal, and this is the Unai Emery competition, you're going to be made to pay for those mistakes. Yes, in the second half, it gave me some encouragement that Villarreal are shaky, but at the end of the day, we lost that game. If that was a Premier League game, how many times have we sat there and said, oh, we started slow, but we could have, we've scored and we could have done this if we started better. Ifs, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but they have no place in this. This is tournament football. You don't do the job come minute 90, you're gone. I fully think we can score 2 goals in that first half. But how would the boys react when they've conceded that 1 goal from Villarreal? Because do you back us to keep a clean sheet? Probably not. It's a game for bravery. It's a game for desire. It's a game for, when I say bravery, obviously, I'm a passion merchant. I like man flying into bear tackles and crunching up everything. But it's not just that. It's bravery. If you're a defender, be brave. Do more than just the minimum. Centre mids, do more than just the minimum. Mainly attacking players. But, don't play within yourself. Take people on. Don't be afraid to have a mistake. We're going to war, Valhalla awaits the victories, people. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. And if we don't play serious, we're going to die 1,000 deaths. Our season's on the line. There's no handbrake or FA Cup. So there's no Europe. And again, week in, week out this season, some of these players, I feel sorry for the man there and Martinelli and Tierney, but collectively, a lot of these players, or all of us, we've been part of failure. Back-to-back defeats, record-breaking statistics every week. You lot stand a chance of being the first Arsenal side in my lifetime to have no Europe at all, That's going to be with you lot for life. And I don't know if that affects what we're doing in the transfer business or not. Just focus to you lot. Do you lot want to play in Europe or not? Even if you don't care about Arsenal, I'm sure you lot got European appearance bonuses. I'm sure there's appearance fees. The more games you play, the more fees you get. For me, I'd love to be playing in the Europa League just for the young players. I know we don't ever quite get to see all the young players floated around, but a man could hope. We're not in the Europa League is peak. Simple as that. I know many people say, playing once a week is calm, but from a finances point of view, it's going to hit us where it hurts, people. 130 of you have hit the like button. There's 275 likes. Something don't match up. I wasn't good at maths, but I know that don't make sense. But getting back to this game, it's 90 minutes of hell. There's no way around that. For weeks, Arteta and these players have indirectly told us Europa League is the best bet. So go out there and show us. Go out there and start well. Go out there and be switched on. Again, for Arteta, let's not try and reinvent the wheel, because it was quite foolish and simply put stupid to do all that false nine and all that BS that you was doing in the semi-final. Again, I don't think that's a case of being inexperienced. I just think that's sheer stupidity, in my opinion. You know, will we see Xhaka left back? Probably. I wonder what we're going to see in that regards, man. So it's one of those games. Do you think it will be an open game or otherwise? On one hand, I think it'd be an open game. An open game suits Arsenal, really. You know, Villarreal, are they a team that can stand back and sit back and low block for 90 minutes? Maybe, maybe not. Arsenal can't really break down low blocks, so that could be it. What we need to do is keep our heads. We can't panic. We can't think, oh, shit, we're out. We need to keep our cool heads. If we do the right things, if defenders focus on defending, midfield their roles and etc., you know, and everyone does their job, the collective takes care of itself. We need to go into there with a clear mind. Obviously, you know the question marks and you know what's going to be said. You know, Arteta, I think you deserve a lot of blame if we go out. The players definitely deserve a lot of blame. The club deserve a lot of blame. And you've hit a new low. You've hit a new low. You know, I wouldn't have seen a low as low as this. And like I said, it's a game for bravery, man. It is looking sticky for Arsenal. It is looking sticky for Arsenal. I'm not going to get touched. The team's going to get touched. The boy can't touch me, Jenna Dog. But anyways, facts, man. You know, we're going to need something. We're going to need something, man. So we're going to have to see. Again, we know what to expect. We didn't heed our lessons. Gerard Moreno, we let him win a header, and we effed up for the build up to one of the goals at a set piece. We switched off. You know, both of those goals was atrocious. We're at home. Our home form's atrocious. You know, the fans aren't going to be there, which probably kills the prospect of both teams. But it's not a game where I have to. You know, there's really nothing more to say on this game. We saw what happened. You know, we saw what happened in that regards, man. And whatnot. And it's a game for bravery. And I know one thing that hurts me is whatever you say about Lacazette, whatever you say about David Luiz, whatever you say about Tierney, of course, by my own logic, it'd probably be stupid to play all three. But it's a game for bravery, and them man there got bravery in abundance. You know, David Luiz is not scared. Lacazette, just to have someone that will press. Tierney sets it. You know, I think we need that. We need that because couple, man, you know, when the pressure's off, when with like Newcastle and playing West Brom and Sheffield United, we can do the business. Too far and beyond, too few in between have I seen us do it when the pressure's on. I haven't, you know, and we're made to pay. We know what we've effed up in the first leg. We can't go back in time. They need to go out there and do the job. It's as simple as that. Football's a simple game, you know, and there's not really much more I can be specific on. But what we can do is look at what Mikel Arteta himself has had to say, because really, I don't know my lineup yet, people, if I'm 100% honest with you. Obviously, there's a lot of questions we can get into as well. You know, don't answer yet. We'll get into this, but just because I promised to answer these questions on Monday, Matt Ryan or Leno, you know, if fit, no, say Martinelli, Saka left back, Luiz / Tierney / Laka. Don't give me your opinions on any of that, people. We're going to get into that. I know there's probably one smart ass who's going to give his opinion on it now, but let's see what Mikel Arteta has had to say. But that's not Mikel Arteta, that's my guy Poppy. But yeah, shout out Popcorn and that. I was listening to it before. But yeah, listening to Mikel Arteta on Team News, and he's played quite coy. He said, we will see today. We are training this afternoon, so we'll see how everybody is. On criticism over last week's false nine. Now, I've been 300 of you locked in. Please hit the like buttons, people. H, I appreciate you for becoming a member. Don't think I don't appreciate that. But back to this now. I said it then and I'll say it again. I don't mind Mikel Arteta doing the false nine. I have criticisms doing it with this squad because I didn't see who was there. I have criticisms with who he made do it because I think there was other options. And I have criticisms in you pick now to try that. You should have tried that last week and then seen if it works. I don't mind the false nine. I just have a problem of doing it with certain other players. You know, you tried it with Willian, it didn't bang. Do it with players who it can bang. And I think you threw Smith Rowe out to dry there, man. I think Odegaard would have been a bit better at that. Smith Rowe behind him, and the pressing weren't coordinated. So clearly players collectively were unsure of what they wanted to do. The players were poor, but things like that are down to Arteta. Criticism is part of the job, and it does normally come when you lose. We all do know that. Again, when you win and Xhaka's playing left back and all these things, what can anybody say? When you lose, this is the territory you take. On the balance of the tie, he said, it's time to change it. We have to embrace the challenge and the opportunity we have ahead. I think it's the 10th time that the club has been in a European semi-final, so it doesn't happen very often. We have to take the opportunity tomorrow and earn the right to be in a final, and I can't disagree with that. Forgive yourself for the sins of last week and really show the fans that you want our forgiveness and you've learned, because there's too much lip service from the manager, from the players. You all sound the part. Now you need to go and do it. And there's too much false images. You know, there's more to playing for Arsenal Football Club than, you know, speaking formal English English, having your ties done up, looking the part. You actually need to be the part. And there's a certain sort of ugliness about it that we don't have. And it's like many things where we're just hiding behind the prestige, the class, the values that we once had. You know, we don't get into European semi-finals too often. You know, you're in the business to win trophies. You have the prospect of setting up an all-English final, assuming Man United do what we all expect, unless a miracle happens for Roma and that they go through. Who knows? Jose Mourinho might pay them UEFA referees to cost his former club. On Kieran Tierney and Aubameyang, he said, let's see today how everybody is training. Now, I think Aubameyang, after getting 70-odd minutes, he looks fitter than we're led to believe. Tierney, I don't know. On having a clean sweep of English European finalists, I don't really give a crap as long as Arsenal's there. And he said, I think that would be a really good sign for English football. It's not a good sign for us if we're not there. We're the only team that's going to F it up at this moment in time. I don't care about none of that. We can have that conversation when we're actually there, because United have done their job. You know, City are through to that final. Chelsea have a good chance. Again, we're hoping Madrid do what they need to. We've got a mountain to climb. On whether he has spoke to anybody involved in the rumor takeover bid, of course he's going to say no. It doesn't concern him, and really, it would be quite unprofessional, regardless of what I think about Kroenke. I would love to, don't get twisted, would love to see Daniel Ek and them man telling Arteta Wagwan and seeing if Arteta can do something to conspire against the owner. Of course, I'd see that, but it's not that, people. On whether he's been in touch with the Kroenke family, they've been in touch with us in the last week or so, and in a really convincing way. As I said last week, you're always going to say that. You're not going to say anything against the grain. On how big this game is for the club in the short and long term, it's a massive game for everyone, but in particular for this club, because we are here representing a football club and our fans. What we want to do is to do it in the best way by winning trophies. If we win tomorrow, we will be much closer to getting another trophy. This is the only aim and purpose of us being here. On whether this game will dictate our summer plans, I don't know. That means you fully know how it can and can't impact us. It's difficult to respond to that. Of course, it's difficult to give a simple answer to that, but it does. On one hand, I think it shouldn't, because we must have known what is slim European chances for a while, and we must have known. On the other hand, you know, I keep hearing we're ready to react in several ways, and we were that close to not getting any European football last year. So I'm inclined to believe we were planning for targets without the prospect of European football. Hopefully, we've learned our lessons from last year and we're doing the same. And things like that. He went on to say, and like I said, on one hand, I believe that, but on the other hand, clearly it is going to affect you. You're going to have less money, you know, and we're already moving a bit mad. Unless the man at the top who owns this club, and that's a case for the next live stream, I'm going to ask Andrew, does he think with the pressure of the Kroenkes on people, with the pressure on Kroenke, do you think he'll invest in the summer? But we'll get onto that in the next live stream at 1 p.m. People, make sure you're there and you hit up the reminders and the like buttons for that. And he said, what I can say is that winning always helps for the future. It's the best way to prepare for anything for the future. Well, we've already said that already, people. On how often he speaks with the Kroenke family, he said, often enough. The rest, like Vinay, Tim and Edu, do it as well really often. There's a really good communicational line. Really? When you see how poor it was in the summer, really? Anyways, he said, on how crucial our away goal is, he said it's always really important. Obviously, we didn't get the result that we wanted, but with context in the situation that happened during the game, we got out of the situation in a pretty good way, considering the circumstances, and playing 40 minutes with 10 men. And obviously, I completely forgot about the 10 men and Ceballos being a villain. And as much as Ceballos is an idiot, Ceballos can only blame himself for that yellow card, because it was coming. You know, he should have been booked for an actual challenge. You know, he didn't deserve to be sent off, but they tackle a couple minutes before he did. And everyone at halftime, everyone could see you need to come off. The man who needed to see it, he didn't. You know, and you can't take those risks. And I don't want to be that guy, because I do think you can say I want to leave Arsenal, I'm considering leaving, and be professional. Maitland-Niles was professional in the Community Shield. Martinez allegedly was always planning on leaving based on what we're told. But when I do hear people like Leno questioning whether he wants to be here or not, Bellerin's also done the same, Ceballos, and then they're putting in performances like that, it doesn't help, it doesn't look good, and it gives people fuel to speak about people. So again, cool heads, and this is why I said it's a game to be switched on. Football is we've got players who can pass the ball forward. We ain't got players who are switched on for 90 minutes. I think Ceballos sums that up. He can play football. There's just the brain isn't there, and that's why you're not at Madrid. On whether criticism towards Aubameyang has been harsh, obviously generally this season it comes with the territory, but I didn't think anyone's been getting at him recently. He said He said, again, pundits are all the time free to talk. My job, my responsibility is to protect our players and try to get the maximum out of them. We know certain things that the outside world doesn't know, which is true. They can comment, but sometimes without knowing all the details, which is a little bit unfair for people, we make decisions that sometimes people are judging, but without really knowing the detail. That criticism is part of our job. Well, we can hear that, Arteta, but some of the decisions you've directly made haven't been as a result of that. Like, you just made silly choices, in my humble opinion. Make sure you're all hitting the like button, people. Big up DG, you're talking truth. Bless. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. We're gonna get into the lineup and all those things. You lot take time with it, man. Man said, Man U fan, but love the passion. I appreciate that, S man. We ain't got the legs for a false nine. That's harsh. I think we do. I think Smith Rowe in theory could do it, as much as I don't want to. I think he could have played better in that role than he was given. He clearly was given a lack of information. Martinelli can do it. Lacazette's done a 10, so you can be a false nine. We have got it. It's just the implementation of it and who you're making do it. And obviously, if you're going to play a false nine, there's many ways to play it. We was trying to actually have an out-and-out striker and then a hybrid. Some man like City sometimes, they just play with it. You know, there's no striker. They're just bare midfielders. I think we was better off doing that, personally. On how Aubameyang felt after Sunday, he played well and he felt much better than the days before. Obviously, scoring a goal is really important for him, so he's in a good place. On fans planning to come again to the ground to protest again, obviously, I get it. Fans that are saying, let's leave it, let's not do it. The players don't deserve it. I get it. But on the other hand, it's nothing to do with the players. And the players, you know, if they sit there and they lose this game and they say it's because fans were protesting, it's already what we know. They're weak, they're feeble and weak mentally. It's not making sense. Your job is to focus on what Arteta is on. Your focus is to think about what you did wrong in the last game and apply it. You need to just have tunnel vision. All this extra stuff, Kroenke, all of this stuff, it's not relevant to you. And also, nobody's getting at the players. We're getting at the regime, the man at the top. That's got nothing to do with the players. So while I hear it, it's needed. You know, it's needed. You know, again, we're never gonna get change at this club if we're just protesting when it's convenient. We need to do it all the time, even if we won the Europa League, which again looks slim. He said, I think they have to be able to express themselves, and if it's done in a specific way, they have the right to do it. We have to prepare for the game in the best way possible. I wouldn't like to use any excuses. If something happens with that, then I know that the only purpose for the fans is to defend the club and that they want the best for the team. We'll try to do the same. On his thoughts on the idea of fans cheering the players into the ground, and that the players do deserve that, but I think protest is what we need. I think that would be great. We've been missing them so much. We need them. If the players and the team feels that they are right behind them, supporting them, again, I think it's the 10th time the club is playing in the European Semi Final, so it's a big moment for us. Hopefully, we can bring them closer than we have in the last few months. Not with the owner, not with vague questions from you, not with these player performances, not with not seeing a clear plan. On whether it's the biggest game in his career, he said, well, it's a big moment again, not for me, but for the club. Obviously, he's played it down. Let's be real, Arteta, it fully is. You know, it fully is. I won't say you're going to learn too much because you're not going to get sacked or there's going to be no question marks if you mess up. But, you know, I think you've messed up in Europe as much as the league. You know, I think the players are to blame for the league, but you've played a big part into why we're at where we're in the league. And I think, you know, you told me we've learned from our mistakes from Olympiacos last year. And I'm never going to let that go. I keep reminding you, and I keep saying it. We played Olympiacos twice, including last year, Slavia Prague, Benfica. Obviously, first leg against Villarreal, we haven't, because then we truly understand what tournament football is about, especially when you get to these latter stages. We haven't. You know, there's no good playing well in 20-minute stages. You need to play well for the whole of it. And that's something that's annoyed me with Arteta and the players. It's like we're focusing. We might have lost a game 2-1, but we're focused on a positive 20 minutes. That's BS. If we're always focusing on VAR or fine margins, I'm not saying these are not points in the game, but surely the common theme is we're not doing enough. Well, it is. Well, it is. I'm not going to carry on reading what Arteta has said, people, but he's played it down, and he's played quite vague. Obviously, I'm not going to read that. It's a joke that Arsenal haven't been involved in the Champions League for 5 years. On whether the result of the game will determine whether we've had a good season or not. No, it won't. It will paper over the cracks. We've got to a final. Even if we win it will paper over the cracks. No, we weren't. We've had a dreadful season. Pardon me, he said, well, it would be judged like this, that's for sure. How good of a job you're doing is determined by many factors by different people. Externally, it's only by whether you win or lose. Those are the defining moments. I think that's insulting Arsenal fans' intelligence. Of course, it's by win or losing, but it's in the manner. And I would say way before we talk about win or losing, we've seen unclear tactics, chopping and changing, not a real lack of clarity, vague statements, you know, especially with players with injuries, not handling them. At times, I don't think he's juggled multiple competitions well enough. Sometimes he's made questionable decisions. William false nine, Xhaka at left back, you know, unnecessary at times, you know, dropping Pepe. I don't think Arteta many times has understood the partnerships that are needed in football, to have a consistent centre-half partnership, a consistent right back and left back for those wingers on either side. So this is all before we're talking about winning or losing. For me anyways, Arteta, I think a lot of that's a cop-out in a very vague way. And for fans like us, I think it insults our intelligence a little bit, but it's not just winning or losing, because if we could see a style of play and less question marks, I'm not saying we'd be happy, but at least there's light in the tunnel. I still retain faith in Arteta. I've got a lot more time for Arteta than the players, but if you were to leave, I'm not going to cry. And really, if someone wants you sacked based on how we've been playing, there's not a damn reason for you to be protected. Like I've said, as much as I like him, I'm just backing him based on blind faith, because right now, at this moment in time, there's nothing really tangible for me to present to you lot. When asked on the lack of rotation at left back and if he's been able to help Xhaka to adapt to the position, it's been one of the reasons because of the way we wanted to play and the players around. We managed to get some clean sheets since he's been playing there, and that's something that didn't happen for 13 games. He gives us something different to the team. We all know we need Xhaka to pass the ball forward, which is the problems. On Cedric playing on a regular basis in January and February, but less so now, he said, well, he's been a bit unfortunate because he's played some good games as right back as well. Then we had an injury to Tierney, and he played some at left back. And we've been training with him as a left back. So if you've been training with him as a left back, why aren't you playing him there? You don't rate him then. We could have given him more opportunities, but it's true that Callum came in and did really well. But Callum hasn't been playing left back. So that tells me you can't get Xhaka out of the team. Again, we know Xhaka can't get out of the team, but you lose a lot of midfield. You know, Cedric should be playing there, or at least Bakayo, in my opinion. You know, Xhaka's going to look good there when we're not really pressured. And he had a good game against Newcastle, but the one time he's got at, St. Maximin ripped him. The one time he's got out against Everton, it's led into a goal. The 1 minute he's got out against Villarreal, it's led to a goal. And it's nothing to do with Xhaka. You're putting him out there, really, and you're not protecting him. You know, we're not pressing from the front, you know. If we press from the front, that goal doesn't happen. We were so slow in allowing Villarreal to play out from the back. That's why it was disjointed. That's why if you're going to do this false nine and Xhaka left back and all these things, you need to damn well make sure these players understand it. Once the players cross that field, it's their fault, but I don't feel normally Arteta, it's like he prepares them. I don't think they were prepared for that. On the defensive struggles at home, there have been many factors. Errors has been one of the main ones. We have conceded some set-piece goals as well, and with other teams not creating much, they've managed to score a goal. So many factors, all of them are fault. Yes, VAR has gone against us, but an inability to focus, consistent individual mistakes, switching off at key moments. This is all part of the cocktail as to why Arsenal find themselves in this position across all thingies. On coaching errors out of the players, I would say it's almost impossible. That's part of football, and mistakes are part of any sport. I think it's the hardest thing to coach. I mean, a lot of these players, you can't get them. They're so mistake prone that it is what it is. They're never going to improve. You know, a lot of them, you know, Xhaka's a good player, in my opinion, to a slight degree. I don't think he's as good as some man make out. I don't think he's as bad as people make out. He's got errors. Leno's got errors. David Luiz, who I think needs to play, has got errors. There's too many errors consistently throughout the team, and you can't coach that. At best, you'll get a glass ceiling, you know, where we've had it, where El Nene, Xhaka, Bellerin, you name it, people. Mustafi previously, they've gone through good little bouts of form where they're untouchable, and sooner or later they reveal themselves for the frauds they are. So you can hit a glass ceiling. You know, I don't think Arteta can make these lot improve a bit more defensively than he can, but based on the coaching, I haven't seen anything to suggest it's as simple as you get better players, we're going to be better. For obvious reasons, we will, but you get the point. 376 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting that like button. On David Luiz's injury, there's no update. Apparently, he was feeling better yesterday. They're trying to see how he is today. They don't, however, know the extent of his injury. Apparently, if there's a chance of Luiz playing tomorrow, for me, I'm chancing it. He said, with David, it's always possible because he wants to be available. He's made an incredible effort to be in that position, and he's in today. And the fact that he's played against Newcastle was already a big bonus. He had surgery on his knee, so with David, you never know. On if the stage is set for Aubameyang tomorrow, this game always gives you another opportunity. If you are there, then you are ready for the taking. He can turn things around really quickly, so hopefully we can see that tomorrow. On this being the last chance, on this being this group's last chance to win a trophy for Arsenal, he said, I don't think that. I want to think they'll always have the hunger to win any competition they're involved in. They're not involved in any man, because you fucked up the FA Cup and the players did. You've got us in this situation in the Europa. The players have shown that they're not able to do it over a 38-game calendar. At times, you've showed the good, bad, and the ugly. So, we're here. Once again, Yes, we haven't got a level squad. Yes, there's many problems, but we're here through our own mistakes. You know, we're standing in the rain. We ain't got an umbrella. We didn't look at the weather forecast, and we're complaining that we're getting wet. You know, this is where I feel you have to look at things with balance. You can't just say that, in my opinion. We're here because we're dead, man. And I like this comment from him though. He said it's true for some players that this might be the last season for different reasons, and I can see how much it means for them, how much they want it, and hopefully we can do that tomorrow. On what kind of match he's expecting, he said, I'm not sure how they're preparing for the game. I think we spoke about this before the first leg, and obviously we conceded an early goal, and that changed the game. Then there was a second one from a set play as well. We then had to play 40 minutes with 10 men, and we'll see what happens. And all I get from the first goal we conceded, the second goal we conceded, and letting down at set pieces and 10 men, inability to focus. Inability to focus. We have an idea of what we might try to do and what we want to do in order to get through. Then, of course, there are many games within the game tomorrow. So again, manage the game well. First 20 minutes, what are you lot saying? Last 20 minutes, what are you lot saying? Last 5 of both halves, what are you saying? 60th minute mark, what are you saying? Everyone take accountability for their own performance and be scared individually to let people down. The collective will take care of itself. On what the key will be to turning around the tie, said we need to play better than we did against Villarreal. We need to start with 11 players, something that we didn't have the chance to do in the last game. Then we'll see what happens. There'll be many factors that come into it. Bro, there'll be many factors. The only thing I care about is come minute 90, you've won the game, or there's no hiding place for none of you, really and truly. So that's that in that regards, people, really and truly. In relation to injuries and all those sort of things, apparently Mikel Arteta is hoping to recall Lacazette and Kieran Tierney, people. And we've heard about David Luiz. It's going to be touch and go. Them, you know, Kieran Tierney and Lacazette, they've trained. You all saw the pictures. And while it's not really long enough to train, I can't lie, I'd argue a couple of them half fit is half the job. Of course, Tierney half fit against Chuck Weezy could be a problem, but that's better than Xhaka there. Xhaka can also go back into midfield and help Tierney, and then if you've got a Saka, a Martinelli, a Pepe in front of him, it's cool. David Luiz plays for me even half fit because of character. I'm prepared to take that chance. You can always take them off. Lacazette gives us a lot if we press. If Lacazette's there, I don't think the first goal happens because of the poor pressing, but it's all about fitness levels, and I think all three of those have mentality. When it's tough times at this club, I see those three try and stand up to be counted. You know, I think Tierney won't be able to play really, but I'm hoping at least 2 of the 3 could play. Apparently Tierney is a bit further away from match fitness, having been sidelined since the start of April. Arteta is weighing up whether to include the left back in his squad and have him available for a late cameo if required. To be fair, bro, late cameo is not going to help us. What's the point? We're also waiting to discover the extent of David Luiz's hamstring injury. Maybe we know it already, or we're playing a bit coy going into this game because we were actually led to believe Tierney, Aubameyang, Odegaard, Lacazette, and whoever else were all going to play, but it wasn't. So hopefully it's positive in that regards. And it's gone on to talk about the AST and Daniel Ek. We're not going to keep waffling on about that, so we're going to leave that one here. Please make sure you're checking out my other content, people. We have got a watch along to be dropped. You know, it is Champions League after this. Well, I say after this in the evening. Also, before that, folks, I'll be here with Andrew from Arsenal. So yeah, man, we'll be speaking more about any of that sort of stuff. So make sure you're all there for them ones there, people. But closing up, if we get into the lineup, people, what else is there to say other than the lineup? And it brings me to this question. It's like, you know, does Martinelli start? Do you go with Saka or Xhaka at left back? Do you bring in David Luiz, Kieran Tierney, Lacazette? Do you go with both Smith Rowe and Odegaard or just one of them? Is it Leno or Matt Ryan in goal? Because on one hand, I think it should be Matt Ryan because I think he's got character in abundance and he's clearly good with a Gabriel and things like that. But on the other hand, I don't think it's a time to really be doing that. And I would go with Leno. And to be fair, last game, for all Leno's criticisms, he did help us out. So it's a difficult one. So if I go into my lineup, I'm gonna go with Leno. Again, we're not gonna see this as the team, but I would personally go with Cedric. I'll go with Cedric in there. A part of me feels should we go with Callum Chambers? I think he's gonna go with Callum Chambers, but Cedric is a natural in that role, so I'd rather him. Centre half is where it gets political again. Luiz plays for me if fit, brackets if fit. If not, then I'll probably give it Holding. only because I think Gabriel has to play, man. I think Gabriel has to play. Gabriel can help Xhaka out there, you know, as provided they talk to them. I think Marie struggles for pace, and I think that's why I'm questioning Arteta. Centre half jobs, you have to pull out and help your fullback. Look how slow Xhaka and Marie were to react to that first goal. And on one hand, it's their fault. On the other hand, I don't think they've been helped. I'm going with Gabriel. I know there's no David Luiz allegedly and things like that, but I'm going with Gabriel. Obviously, if Tierney's fit, then again, Tierney if fit. You know what? If even half fit, really, you know. If not, I hate playing Saka at left back because we lose a lot. But for me, he's the most natural. He will be the most natural in terms of being able to keep up with Chuck Weezy. Again, Saka at left back or on the flanks anyways. He's going to go forward. That's going to encourage Chuck Weezy to go backwards, people. Obviously, it helps get Martinelli in the team. And I feel it helps us as well because if you do that, you now can go with Partey. You now can go with Xhaka, who Xhaka pulls out and becomes a left back more time from centre mid anyways. So if you got Xhaka, Saka, Martinelli, or even Aubameyang, if he's shoehorned into the team for Lacazette, I get it, I understand it, people, or Martinelli, whatever in it. So for me, and it's a game for character, so I think Martinelli has to start, but I don't think he's going to be in my starting 11, people. In relation to the cam, do you go with Odegaard or Smith Rowe? I think you've got to leave one out. Personally, I would go with Smith Rowe. Personally, I think Odegaard's been a bit, he's been a bit underwhelming in the last games he's played. I need a bit more aggression, but these are the games we bought him for. So I would probably give it Smith Rowe, but it is a toss-up between both of them. You know, that's the lineup. So the front three is where it gets a bit political. This is Pepe's competition, and Pepe saved Arteta's bacon with an away goal to a degree. So Pepe gets to look in for me. If Lacazette's fit, I need somebody who can press. And, you know, I know Aubameyang shouldn't be on the wings, but again, in terms of discouraging Chuck Weezy and defo Foyth, if Foyth is playing from going forward, Foyth's a centre half. He was going so forward so much, he bust his hamstring. You know, we need to discourage that. Of course, if Lacazette's not fit, then for me, I'll move Aubameyang there and you bring Martinelli in. But this is who I'm honestly going with. Again, I hope my captain stands up to be counted. Lacazette's got character. Pepe's a bad boy. Smith Rowe gets it back in his natural role. Xhaka, we're going to need you. Partey, we're going to need you. You know, Cedric will probably get the look in, but I think there's a chance Chambers will start. I would just rather go with Cedric because it's a game for the naturals, and Chambers didn't have the best of games. He's not going to go with Chambers and Gabriel or Gabriel and Marie. So to have Gabriel, I guess you have to take the necessary evil of Rob Holding playing. So I've gone with Rob Holding. If Tierney's fit, then obviously Xhaka stays in midfield in Arteta's mind. Saka can now go further forward. And then for me, probably it's a bit harsh. And I think we need Aubameyang and Lacazette for the pressing. But if Saka, you know, if Tierney's fit and Tierney can give us a decent amount, then I can't lie, I'm putting Saka on the left because I think Saka is a bit more switched on than Pepe and he'll help out his man. You know, whoever plays left back needs to be helped out. They wasn't helped out. So there ain't really too much more to be specific on, you know. What can you say? If you lose, you're out. You're attached to failure. You know, you're going to need to show us something in this game. I'm not hoping for much. I'm just hoping for an effort, man. You're right. And that's one thing I was getting at Arteta, you know. You could have shouted Bielsa. I'm sure Pep Guardiola would have given you the number and said, why don't you just play Pepe there? You tried to overcomplicate things. You know, in a game, you shouldn't. You should be trying that against Fulham and Everton, where, of course, we'd be vexed. But I'm sure many people would like the experiment in the league. That's one criticism for me with Mikel Arteta. I think sometimes he's not really understood when to rotate. Sorry, people. Arteta, I'm going to do another vid on this. Cons. When to rotate / manage multiple games. Overcomplication of tactics. Sorry, people. This was actually going to be for another live stream, and it is what I can and can't blame Arteta for. Apologies, people. You know, I just had a brainchild, and that will that will probably be the live stream for tomorrow. I'm always thinking about the content of you guys. 410 people here. No clue why so many people want to hear me ramble about Arsenal, but nonetheless, please make sure you're hitting the like button. But as I said, people, that's that for me, anyways. I don't really care who goes out there in the team. Really, it is what it is. Preview / Arteta press conference. There it is. Not too many of those. So what are you lot saying in that regards? Where's the like? What's the like saying, people? I hope you've all checked out the pin message and that. We're at 237 likes. Good start, man. I can't complain. We're at 388 of you watching, though. So a couple men are being lazy. A couple guys and gals are being lazy. Arteta is the luckiest manager in the world. Harsh. I don't think so. But on the other hand, when you consider the free passing he's kind of getting this year, possibly. Tini has to play. Do you know what? For me, Tini has to play. But if the man isn't fit and we're going to leave him exposed and he has a terrible game, we can't complain. But I'm prepared to risk it. DG back in Chelsea. You're bugging. Bugging out. Bugging. Having 4 teams in the finals from one country does matter. If we get 5th, Champions League plays via coefficients, we should back that as supporters. Bro, I can't lie. I hear Graham. I hear that, but I know football's tribal. I'm too tribal. I'm not one of them, man. If it's not Arsenal, I don't care, man. If Arsenal do the business and do what they need to do in the league, then we don't have to be relying on 5th places and stuff. We're only looking at that extra places because we're failures. You know, I don't really care about none of that, really. If I'm completely honest with you, we just need to do our job. What's the chance Tierney's back? I don't know, my guy. I don't know, my dude. I really don't know. On one hand, I think we should risk them all because what have we got to lose? But on the other hand, you know, if it goes a bit long and they're looking a bit outdated and things, we're gonna have issues. We're gonna have too long with subs, man. Yeah, Facet, you're done though. Mad how our worst season in 30 years could still end up with a Champions League qualification place and a trophy. Brother, 100. We need that. I want that. We need that. Like, we need that, bro. Martinelli has to start. I hear you, my guy. I hear you. But I just have a good feeling about Aubameyang. I need Lacazette for the pressing, even if it's just 60 minutes, because that first goal came because of pressing. You know, it did. It did. I know Aubameyang can do it, but I need Lacazette. I need him. And Martinelli can do it, to be fair with you. I don't think he's going to start Martinelli, though. Martinelli got, 90 minutes against Newcastle. He deserves to play, but it's going to be a madness. Raz is saying, feel like Arteta will play Leno, Xhaka, Holding, Gabriel, Chambers, El Nene, Partey, Saka, Smith Rowe, Pepe, Oba. Interesting, and probably along the right lines. To be fair, who else are we going to play, really? You know, if you move Xhaka, El Nene did his thing, but it's a time for bravery, and El Nene is great when the pressure is off. I'm not too sure of his capabilities. I'm not here for the passing backward stuff. Like C said, good morning to those of you who it's morning time. Please make sure you're hitting that like button and you're aware of, you know, the content to come out. Also, please make sure you're checking out the pin message and whatnot, and you're grabbing your FA Cup 2020 pieces, people. You know, go and grab it. It's right there. Make sure you're using the promo code Deluded, or there's no point, people. So yeah, what are you lot's lineups? What's you lot's thoughts? Would you lot, you know? I guess the questions are Matt Ryan or Leno. How does Martinelli start? Saka left back, or does he start? Smith Rowe or Odegaard? Who does Gabriel play? Do you go with Marie? You know, there's so many question marks. Does Chambers, you know, even right back, does Chambers retain his place? Do you bring in Cedric? You know, I've got to mention it, but do you even bring in Hector Bellerin, folks? These are all questions, really big and important questions, man. I'm here for the smoke. Big up, DG. I appreciate you, my guy. I guess you're just here to laugh at Arsenal. Man said, G, I'm feeling super nervous for my exams in June. Do you have any advice for me in relation to your exams, my guy? You know, if you prepare well enough, then what shall be shall be. You'll know in your heart if you're prepared enough or you're preparing. You do your preparation, then you're gonna have confidence because you've prepared. You know, if you do that, it is what it is. If you don't, it's a problem. You know, you can't. The best way to, like Arteta said, the best way to plan the future is to be proactive in the present. So do everything you can. If you give it your best shot and you don't get the grades you want, or you still feel nervous, it is what it is. But I would say that, man. Thoughts on Partey's transfer so far? Underwhelmed to a slight degree. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I think he's a quality player. I think he's a bit naive on the ball than I thought. I think he has these weird little 10-minute stages through the game where he just does some terrible stuff, but I think he's a good player. I don't think he has a partner, and I just think he's exposed in midfield a lot because of the nonsense we do, people. But I like him, man. 35k is not enough. You're a real one. They're scared to see you shine, my G. JT, I fully agree with you and see that, but Cream always rises to the top one day, man. You know, Mo Salah was at Chelsea. They weren't taking him in. You know, eventually Liverpool grabbed him and there was a chance. So it can always happen, man. A man said life coach. I ain't lived life enough to be a life coach, and my life isn't where it needs to be, man. I'm just... You know, if someone can not go down the paths I was going to be and someone can achieve greatness than I can, and they just need a bit of positivity, why not, man? You know, like my man said, just have a schedule and give it your best and everything could do it, man. What have you said, Shy Guy? I reckon we could batter them if we just play a regular game rather than this random improvised false 900. You know, to be fair, we've had a week to prepare for this false 9. So if it is played, we need it. Hector for an overlap is what we need. Bro, does Hector overlap too many times? Up to you. DG, we need more of an aggressive press instead of the half-hearted pressing we showed in the first leg. Let's go after them from minute one. Facts, and more facts, man. Martinelli sets the tone, must start. Christian, I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree. It's just the reason why I'm saying that, is because I think I don't want to drop Pepe. I just have a good feeling about Aubameyang, and Lacazette is the best when it comes to pressing, in my opinion. After that, I think I would go as far as to say for me, it's between Martinelli and Smith Rowe. Saka's not bad at it as well. Odegaard is half decent, but it is what it is. I hear you with wanting United in the final. I just want to be in the final, man. The Jim Gooner has said, interestingly, Martinelli off the bench could be a master stroke, especially if we go to extra time. Big up DG. It could be. Not everyone can play, and we do need options. Even if Lacazette's on the bench and you bring him on, we need something, man. Aubameyang can do it on his own. Hope he can do this tomorrow. Facts, man. I got a good feeling about Aubameyang tomorrow, man. Would you take Emre back right now? No, because Emre was, he was a decent manager, but he weren't the right fit. Same way Arteta right now might not be the right fit. Same way Arsene Wenger now showing that he weren't the right fit towards the end. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, like my man Skyter has said. Where are we at in terms of likes? 265 people. We can grab 300. Must. But you know what? Today might even be the day, people. Thomas Partey lines up a Lengers and shoots from far and actually scores, and it doesn't go over the Emirates. Imagine if our fans try to get on top of the Emirates and do some of those things. It's all over if Thomas Partey has a shot for you. E.g. Arteta said part of the reason he doesn't play is his lack of relationship with Tini on the left flank. What do you think about that? Well, he can't build up a relationship if you don't play him. It's what we've known. He doesn't feel Martinelli is quite the tactical fit. I don't really see it, but at the end of the day, that's the manager playing week in, week out. I would like to see Balogun, Martinelli, and Aziz start. I love Miguel Aziz. He'd be extremely out of his depth. Let's be a bit sensible, Khalid. Balogun and Martinelli starting together is probably a bit naive, but I would like to see Balogun on the bench 100%. Willie is another thing. 80 million for Sterling. Wait, I don't know if Arsenal have got that, my broski. I don't know if Arsenal have got that, man. Hopefully, man. I have faith that we can do a job. I'm just not sure for the rest, man. Well, some people, DG, good afternoon. Good afternoon as well, my guy, man. Hope you're well and safe. I'd rather partner Odegaard and Partey. I wouldn't mind seeing Smith Rowe or Odegaard in that 8 position next to Partey, but I haven't seen it, so I don't think we're gonna see it in 24 hours. Saying that, Arteta, we didn't think we're seeing a false 9. You saw it, man. You see the article in the Athletic this morning about Saka possibly playing centre mid, left centre mid. Bro, Saka can do a lot of roles, so why not, man? Why not? But again, I get it, but surely if you're going to play Saka, centre mid, while he can do it and he's great, Saka has shown he can play in the 10, he can play on out either flank, he can play left back. Surely you just put Xhaka there, let Saka do his thing. Even if Saka's in front of him or Saka's on the left, just let people do their thing, really. And this is it. They need to be out there to help him, man. To be fair, I think Chambers gets further forward more than Bellerin, if I'm completely honest, and offers more of an overlap more than him. But we all know they're all capped, Who said we aren't level? Who said we're level? Oh, sorry, we're not level in the tie. We're not level in the tie. We're not. We're losing 2-1. We have an away goal, but it is what it is, man. No, it doesn't. We're losing 2-1, bro. If we don't score and it stays 0-0, they're through. They literally would have. They'd have 2 goals to our 1. That's how football works, bro. What are you on about? I don't know who told you that, but fair play. If that's you, do your thing, man. Do your thing. You must know something I don't know, man. I'm all for that because it'd be cheating. Maybe we should do that. Why are we trying to join Super League where we could do things like that? That one there is a bit beaky, but you do your thing, man. I think it's a cop-out. But Arteta is allowed to say what he wants, man. He is allowed to say what he wants and say that. I just think it's a cop-out. We're allowed to disagree with his opinion, folks. Again, a couple more things to get over as well, people. Keep your comments and all of those things coming through. Just because I don't want to get out of here without forgetting about these things, make sure you're hitting the like button. I appreciate the engagement. This week's been great, people. Let's talk about Jens Lehmann, man, because I can't respect this now. This is why you shouldn't have too much respect and love for people you don't know, in my humble opinion, because unfortunately he's lost his job. I say unfortunately, effing amazing. You know, I think there's actually been Notts County. I'm sorry if I've got you wrong, but I'm sure there's an incident of a coach or an assistant manager getting onto someone else in their WhatsApp over in this country over the stances being taken in relation to racism. As you can see here, people, Jens Lehmann is sacked from Hertha Berlin board after Arsenal invincible and German legend accidentally sent, man said accidentally, Sky pundit Dennis Agogo a WhatsApp message asking if he is the company's token black guy. And this is someone that has been, you know, Conrads, them right, I said even teammates, brothers with Henri, Sol Campbell, all of these guys you spent hours with training with, hours doing things with. So to come out and say stuff like that, it's appalling. You know, I need to see context, but Jens Lehmann, you're cancelled in my opinion, man. Well, you're not, you know, you're still gonna live your life, but you know, legend to me. And again, maybe this is why the footballing gods made you get sent off in a final for us. But Jens Lehmann has become embroiled in a racism storm in Germany this morning. The Arsenal Invincibles goalkeeper, as you know, sent a token black guy stuff. Apparently, Agogo posted the screenshot and said the message probably wasn't meant for him. So when I hear token black guy, let's be real, I'm not backing Lehmann, but there is a lot of tokens, ethnic tokens in football, but at the same time it's disrespectful. For me, that would tell me that you don't think I'm there on merit. It comes a bit as condescending, like you're better than man and things like that. And I don't believe in this accident one, but you've been caught on a lack, people. And everyone that says they don't see color, they don't see this and that, you can describe someone as a white man, a black man, or whatever, for the idiots that are misquoting me. But I guarantee you, Lehmann says I don't see racism, I don't see color, and this and that, and you know, the black, immediately black. Apparently, in what appears to be a message mistakenly sent to Agogo, Lehmann translated literally says, "Is Dennis actually your black one?" Following it with a laughing emoji. So again, absolute piece of shit, absolute scumbag, and he deserves to be hung up for dry. So this tells you he doesn't think this tells you what man think. And like I said, he's been brothers with Lehmann. I mean, Lehmann's been brothers with Henri, Lawrence, Sol Campbell, and the rest of it, been teammates, you know, even talking about Henri. But just because you're friends and you're there, you never ever be mistaken of what man truly think, because when things are done in the dark, they come to light, and these are probably ideologies he's probably played in. And I think to have views like this, considering, you know, football's afforded you the luxury of traveling the world, meeting all different people, to call it disgraceful, to call him a scumbag, to call him a piece of dog shit, would be an understatement, you know. And it is very cowardly. Maybe this is why Arsenal don't want you involved. They knew you were spooky, man. And now you've lost your job from the boardroom at Hertha Berlin. You absolute waste, man. And apparently, in a private message from my cell phone to Dennis Agogo, an impression was created for which I apologized in the conversation with Dennis. As a former national player, he is very knowledgeable and has presence and brings odds at Sky. So again, I don't believe anybody should be anywhere just on the color of their skin. But we all know there's a lot of discrimination and things. But you've just said it. He's a national team player. He's very knowledgeable. He's played the game like you. Why is his skin color and the fact of him being a token another thing? And again, you've admitted it. You've said sorry. You're not sorry. You're sorry that this is now a talking point. You're sorry you've been caught. You know, you're sorry that this is a thing. Fuck you, Jens Lehmann. Simple as that. And he's right in saying, wow, what's all of this, people? Apparently, you know, he's now set to face plenty of backlash as fans urge various companies to cut ties with the 51-year-old, and Hertha Berlin have become the first to distance themselves. And that's where the L's going to come, because half of these brands and clubs, they're not going to not bring you in because of what you have or haven't said. I'd love to believe that, but you're bad for their image now. So, you know, you've shot yourself in the foot with some temporarily endorsements, with losing some endorsements. And again, that tells you what man really feel, because he's probably been in my man's presence, you know, shaking his hand, probably even gone out to dinner with Donny. But Donny's always tell you, they always never forget what man truly think of you, people. The consultation contract with Mr. Lehmann will be terminated. This eliminates the posting to Hertha's supervisory board. And he's come out and said, sorry, I don't care. Sorry, you know, you shouldn't be saying stuff like this. You're not sorry. You're sorry that you got caught, people. Absolute joke, man. But the less said, the better, man. And this is why you shouldn't hold people in high regards. I mean, you were a bit overrated. You did cost us in 2006. And, you know, it's this sort of decision making as to why you're in this position now. You absolute twat. But less said on him, the better. You're no invincible to me. You're no Arsenal legend to me. You can actually burn where the sun don't shine. The opposite of heaven, in my opinion. Fuck you. Less said on that, the better, man. You know, I'm not going to give any more time. You know, trust me. Trust me. hella disgusted and disappointed in Lens. He should. And this is why, you know, again, if you're growing up in ignorance, I don't get how Lehmann's had, you know, African teammates, you know, Spanish teammates, you know, all different European and South American and African teammates. You've traveled the world with Germany, bro. You've traveled the world with Arsenal and other things. How have you allowed your heart to still have how have you allowed these ideologies and these stupid thoughts to just have a place in your heart? It's stupid. And you know, this is why I don't rate, this is why I don't like to put too much faith in legends and all of these sort of things, man. It's upsetting, man. What about Matt Ryan for goalie? I feel more safe with him in goal. I've spoken about that. For me, I'd retain faith in Leno, but I do get people that are saying that, man. The people think away goals count for double. They kind of do indirectly, but not to the extent my man was going to. A man said we're going through 2-1, losing 2-1 because we scored away from home. I don't know where you got that, man. Cannot get that one, but fair play, man. Haha, DG's got bants. I hope we win by 1 or 2. I just want to win, man. James is saying this is not the time for guesswork or experimenting. Arteta do the right thing. I'd like to see Saka in a sort of free roaming number 10 role. Pardon me. With Xhaka left back, Partey is getting put as a CDM and centre mid, meaning he's getting outnumbered in midfield and not thriving. I think he meant to say. Didn't expect that from Lehmann. Crazy. It's 9:30 over there in Australia. I appreciate you lot. You know, you lot should be just winding down for the day, about to go sleep, man. Very jarring, man. But let's not give any more clout to that twat, man. Hit up the like button. You know, a man said I barely remembered the guy. Do you think Real will win tonight, broski? I hope so. I don't want an all English final across all of them if Arsenal's not involved in any. He won't be cancelled. He'll be back working, but absolute twat, man. Absolute twat. Certainly, getting at certain individuals doesn't get you banned from football, man. You know. True color, man. True color. And for me, not that I respect any racist or anyone that's discriminative, but you know, you'd almost rather the derogatory terms, you effing this and that, because you know where you stand. There's people like this that will probably, you know, Lehmann's probably been into some say no to racism stuff, and you see man's true colors now. But less about Lehmann, man. That's a bit harsh, but he deserves that, man. He deserves that. The false premises of colorblind ideology at work. Lehmann, another in the long line of individuals having prejudice and ignorance permanently rewire their heads to their ass. Funny, man. You know, like you said, the less said on him, the better, though, people. What are we on? I know a lot of you have been talking about Surrey, and I've promised to offer my opinions on Surrey. Nonetheless, let's get into that. Shout out to New Zealand, who's announced a trade deal. While I do like economics and things like that, I'm not here to speak about that with you guys, people. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? What the hell? What the hell happened there? So yeah, brain fart from my computer, people. All I wanted to do was go here so I can do a timestamp for you guys. Where are we going down? Let's get into it. Sorry. We've been here for an hour and 12 minutes. Time is flying. When's my next show? In a couple of minutes, really. 1 o'clock, really. I'm going to have to get a quick munch and do the thing, man. You know, it is what it is. Keep up the pressure. Facts. I respect you lot for loving my content, man. I appreciate that. Are the fans allowed? The fans won't be allowed, but they will be allowed in the Europa League. And, you know, I don't think too many Arsenal fans will be there, because you can imagine the fat cats are going to be the ones who see the benefits of that. But as you can see here, folks, you know, apparently Arsenal begin. Oh, wow. What does it mean? Sorry, Safari has closed unexpectedly. Oh, cool. As you lot can see here, people, Arsenal begin Maurizio Sarri talks with Mikel Arteta, expected to leave at the end of the season. Now, whether Arteta is here for a year or 10 years, his contract, I'm sure, is going to need to be extended, or we're going to have to make a decision. So there's going to be a lot of rumors. Personally, I don't believe this, because I tweeted it and I'm going to say it again. I'm no expert. I don't know about youth football. I mean, I don't know about youth football. I don't know about like the transfers being made and what agents are doing, but the football world, if we remember consistently, we were told that Sarri's waiting for the Roma job. Is it any coincidence, folks, that Jose Mourinho's been announced as the Roma job? Suddenly, Sarri's been linked with us. Now, I wouldn't mind Sarri on the basis of just coming to play a million passes, but I don't think it's the answer. But apparently, nonetheless, reports in Italy claim Arsenal have made their move for the former Chelsea boss. really. And to be fair with you, I think you lot are kind of being harsh on him because he did win the Europa League and technically get top 4 or something for Chelsea before busting out. You know, it is what it is, you know, and like you can see here, another, you know, the articles are getting 2 for 1 because we've been linked with Paulo Fonseca, who we've been linked with before, the Portuguese man, who, as you know, announced he was leaving Roma, and then you saw Jose Mourinho's in, people. Apparently, the Arsenal have open talks with Sarri about replacing Mikel Arteta at the end of the season, according to reports in Italy. Reports in Italy. The Italian is currently a free agent after being relieved of his duties with Juventus last summer in the aftermath of their embarrassing last 16 exit to Lyon. Sarri has been patiently waiting for a chance to return to the dugout, but is yet to commit to a new project, and I'm sure he's done with England. You know, like it said here, he was a heavy favourite to land the Roma job following confirmation of Paulo Fonseca's departure, but it ain't happened. According to an exclusive report from Football Italia, Arsenal have now initiated talks with Sarri about becoming their manager next season, and you can see how it's easy to invent this rumor because of what I've just said, you know. And again, there isn't anything other than question marks over Arteta. The fact that he wanted he wanted to return to Roma. There's no logic to this. And for Sarri, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure he was comfortable in London, but would he want to return to the UK? Again, I'm sure he's got his heart set on Italy. We could do a lot worse. I'm not really on the Sarri hype train, but I'm so desperate to just see a million passes and things we used to have. I wouldn't even mind it, man. I wouldn't mind it. What are you lot saying? A man said Sarri just isn't the guy, not at all. You know, that's a no from me. Sarri and not for me, but big up to him. Fonseca or Sarri, wouldn't mind it. I'd take Fonseca over Sarri all day long. Sarri at Chelsea wasn't good. Harsh, because you can say that, and I do agree, but same, it was a bit predictable and whatnot, but same way, you can't really say that. Man won the FA Cup and things like that. Man said, don't waste your time on them racists who really don't like us. Keep up the hard work. Love for that, Steph, man. Love for that. Man was the reason we lost the Europa, never him. You can't beat him, join them, man, he would say. Sarri's just not the guy. Sarri and the board ain't going to work. Sarri, too much ego. We need ego. That's why Conte isn't going to work. You know, Conte will draw these men out. We don't need yes men, which might be some people involved. But you're right, Neil. This Sarri thing is not going to happen, innit? This is where it's going to stay, people. It's going to stay nothing other than just a talking point between us, people. What's going on there? 12 minutes until that live watch along. Boy, I probably got to come off this thing soon, innit, people? But a couple more things, man. You know, I don't like to leave you lot angry. Let's remove that. You know, what have we got here? 40. Sorry to Arsenal reports. Lol. And Anderson's playing devil's advocate. People in this chat say no, sorry, but okay with Arteta. This is hilarious. Bro, I'd rather have Unai than Sarri. Ooh, not too sure on that. His defending is unreal. He also got top 4. Anderson, as DG said many times, stop speaking for what? Hey, come, man, come. No beef. Hey, keep it, you lot, keep it civil, man. Keep it civil. It's a no from me, from Adlib. You know, I appreciate that. You know, so we're all probably everyone's not on this, man. Nobody's on this, but can't lie, we're gonna have to end this one quickly, people. You know, so again, I'm gonna be back. The good news is I'm gonna be back. You know, before I get out and I comment on the rest of what I'm gonna say. You know, shameless plug again. Make sure you're checking this out. So yeah, man, taking that, links are there. Obviously, after today, we've got the watch along, people. Make sure you've set your reminders and things. There's always one hater. How can someone dislike something that ain't even been on yet? 30 hours from now. It's so funny. Obviously, in a short period of time, I'll be going live again, people, as you lot can see here. And, you know, the chat is going crazy here. A man said this is like Henri and Bergkamp collab level, fair play. Obviously, it's Champions League business later today as well, live from 7:20. I'll be there as well. Love for the 33 of you who've hit the like button. So yeah, man, obviously I'll be back again, but all good things have to come to an end. I'm literally live in a few minutes. So yeah, follow the thing there. You know, everything is there, and I'll catch you lot, man. You know, ask me again, Abdullah, later today, because I ain't really thought on it enough. So yeah, get at me then. The one dislike is Unai, probably is. I've literally just spoke about Surrey to Arsenal, so I'm not going to go over the same thing. But like H has said, please leave a like. I'm appreciative of all the support you guys are giving me. So yeah, it's time to eat, man. It's time to eat. Random, I'm going to listen to what you're saying. I've got about 8 minutes to eat. I think that's enough time to make a sandwich and do my thing quickly. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. People, until we meet again in about 9 minutes.